So this is just a quick demo video on the Gen 4 Bosch motor system. So this is a Bosch Performance Line CX. The bike itself is actually a Kalkhoff Endeavour 7B. The battery is a 625 watt down tube integrated battery. So the Bosch system comes with a few different battery designs and battery integrations. But the workings and everything like that are pretty much the same. Okay, so first I'm going to talk about removing and charging the battery. So here we have the keys. Generally comes with two keys. The lock barrel is down here. We insert the key and we turn 90 degrees and the battery will pop out to a certain extent on its own. From there, there's a lever actually beneath the battery. We press that lever and the battery will come out the rest of the way. Just be careful, the battery's quite heavy, so be careful not to drop the battery or scratch the bike frame with it. So this is your standard Bosch down tube battery, and it comes with that connection there. Here is the charger. So that simply plugs into there like so. Make sure, as with any e-bike charger, make sure you plug the battery into the charger before you plug the charger into the power source. So to charge this battery, it doesn't have to come out the bike. You can also charge via this port here. So it's the same connector. But this is to charge the battery whilst still on the bike. Make sure after charging, always put that rubber grommet back into the charge port to protect it from the elements. To relocate the battery, I would suggest taking the key out to start with to give you plenty of room. Locate the top of the battery. Then use the key just to release the locking mechanism, and then you want to listen for a click when the battery is actually back in place. And the key will turn on its own, and then the battery is secure. Okay, stop it there. Okay, so now we'll talk a bit about the display and the workings of this. So this is the Bosch Purion display. There is also the Bosch Kiosk display, which is the taller one which sits in the middle. So with the Purion, to turn the bike on for starters, you have the power button here. So we press and hold that until the display lights up. The main settings are controlled with these two buttons here, plus and minus. So your different levels of assist. So we've got off, so riding without any pedal assist at all. You have eco mode, tour, e-mountain bike and turbo. To access the parameters and your different measurements on this, we press and hold the minus button. So that's a trip meter. Tells you how long. You can actually reset this. To do so, you press and hold both buttons until it resets. So trip is actually from the last time you set that, it tells you how long a certain trip was. We then move through the different parameters. So we press and hold the minus again. That takes us to our total. So this is like an odometer on a car. This cannot be reset. That's the actual total kilometers that this bike has done since it was new. We then press it again. It gives us a prediction on range. So this range prediction is based on how you ride the bike, your battery level of course, and also what level of assist you are in. So if I'm in turbo, I'm obviously going to get a lot less range as if I was in eco, and that's reflected on that. I'll just show you that again. Yeah. So the range is 68 kilometers. That's the prediction in eco. We then press and hold the minus again, and it takes us back to our home screen. Also on this system we have a walk assist. So this is if you get off the bike and you need to walk up a hill with the bike, Because e-bikes are generally heavier than a normal bike, they do come with this function of helping you push them along. So generally this is best done in a lower gear. So just change to a low gear. To activate the walk assist, we press this button on the bottom. Walk will come on there, and then we press the plus button. So you can see there now, the motor is actually turning on its own, and that's just a gentle walking pace to help you with the hill. So I'm now going to go over a very important aspect of riding a mid-drive powered e-bike. With any mid-drive, whether it's got a shift sensor or not, it is important to back off your pedaling when changing gear. Because the motor itself is torque sensitive, it responds to your input, and if you're putting a lot of effort in while changing gear, the motor will also be putting a lot of power through the drivetrain. So when you change gear, I'll try and demonstrate. I've got the bike in turbo at the minute, so you can try and hear the motor. This is a lot more evident when you're actually riding the bike. But as I turn the pedal, you can hear the motor. When I change gear, just before changing gear, I will slow down my stroke, like so. Once the gear is engaged, you can then get back onto the pedaling. So if you don't do this correctly, it will shorten the lifespan of your drivetrain and also compromise the derailleur and all the moving parts. It's also important that I mention when changing gear, you shouldn't change too many gears at once. You've got to let everything catch up when you change gear. So the maximum amount of gears you should really change is 2 or 3. So like that, you'd never change, sort of 4 or 5 gears at once, because that can really put a lot of stress on the derailleur and on the chain.